What?
What did you say?
I was just reading his letter, his message.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were so ready for this experience, and I was gonna say, well,
I
you
am so ready
came
for this
to the
experience.
right place. It's the experience point. Um,
It is indeed LED.
it is, as it always is, and it is Talk Tuesday, as it has not always been. Welcome, Sir Scabbard. That is Kiernan, who I will talk about more in detail in just a second. But like I said, it has not always been Talk Tuesday around here. In fact, it has been Talk Tuesday around here for precisely 1 year.
Really?
Yeah.
Have we been doing this for a year?
We
now?
have been doing this for a year. That's why I was like,
Wow.
so like a medium stakes thing that's kind of would be cool if you were able to do it this week.
I legitimately I looked in my drawer again. I'm like, if he pulls another fucking fast one on me, like he did with,
That was hilarious.
there's nothing in there.
Maybe it's not in the drawer this time.
It's in my pants. What? Not in the other drawer.
Whoa.
Or my pants.
For those who
Anyway, happy Talk Tuesday, 1 year anniversary.
happy anniversary, Josh. It has been roughly 1 year. I think technically it's tomorrow. And you know, if you
Yeah, that's not a Tuesday.
it is not a Tuesday. And also, you know, if you were to go on to the YouTubes of Experience Point, and you want to go back and you want to watch all of the Talk Tuesday episodes of the previous year, you will see in a nice little playlist, I might add, that is now available if you want to just like let that thing rock and just that's like our vodcast, our podcast feed, I guess.
That's so surreal. I can't believe it's been going on for a year.
I know, right? There's 34.
That's not bad.
Gilmer.
Gilmer.
I think Gilmer is here. I think Gilmer is trying to post links in the chat, which unfortunately is banned because I get a lot of spam. You may have to be creative in how you post whatever you're posting, Gilmer. But yeah, 34. Like that's pretty good. 34 weeks. Like I think probably out of 52 is probably like 70% of the year. I did some kind of Talk Tuesday either with you or doing an experience share, having Drew on or Liesel or
Oh my god,
CC.
dude, it's surreal going. Sorry, real quick. I just went to the thing.
Yeah.
The first one is back at the old house.
Yeah. I will also say
That's weird.
if people are hearing this or you right in the moment now, Josh, are looking at the date of our first episode, the first one that aired on YouTube was not our actual first one because the first couple that we did, the audio was just like piss poor. Like I was having really bad issues. Like yours was not coming in at all. It was like me talking like normal and then you just echoing through my TV into the microphone. And it was just, it was really bad.
Yes, because you didn't have headphones at the time.
Yeah, so I had to listen through the TV, and for some reason yours wasn't coming through onto the stream, but it was coming out of my TV. It was a mess. No good. So I think the first two were kind of washes, but yeah, the first one.
I still love that the first one is homies, Tonys, and vasectomies.
Vasectomies. Yeah, we had I was going through and reading all of the titles, and I was like, we talked about a lot of weird shit. We talk often, like
Yeah.
still present tense, talk about a lot of weird stuff. So yeah, it's been also a year since I have like, because it was around this time where I was like, because I wanted Talk Tuesday to be part of my like ongoing programming and be like, I'm gonna stream 4 days a week, I'm gonna commit it. If I tell people, then I'll have people to disappoint when I don't do it. So that was where I came up with Main Quest Mondays, Talk Tuesdays, Wildcard Wednesdays, and Fighting Game Fridays, which is now Throwdown Thursdays. So it's been a year since I've been streaming consistently. And I'm seeing, like a pretty consistent, a slow but consistent, uptick in views and stuff, and a definitely consistent feeling of community through mostly overlap from your community that you've already built, like the one aforementioned Mr. Gilmer, who I'm so sorry that you just got an ad. I was saying it looked like you posted a link in the chat. You may have to get creative with how you display what you're trying to display, because currently the bots do not allow links, because I get a lot of spammy spams and scammy scams. But yeah, thank you, Josh, for hanging out almost every week. I appreciate you giving me the time to do this thing and catch up, even if for no other reason than, we have been friends for like 16 years, and it's always cool to catch up with you and see what's going on in your life.
Oh my God, it has been like 16 years.
Yeah, I just threw that number.
We met in like 2009.
Yeah, I threw that number out, and I think that is actually the exact number. If it's somebody who didn't go to art school, 2000.
Gilmer, I did not check my butthole yet. I'll do that in a moment.
Was it 2008 or 2009?
It was 8 or 9, because it was. So I met you. Okay, I actually remember. So I graduated high school in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
My first semester, it was midway through the first semester that I learned that they offered Japanese at Monco.
Right.
So then I took Japanese on the Japanese 1 on the second semester there, or whatever. My second semester, which was a spring. And then I remember we would have met then the fall of 2008.
Wow.
Because you were in Japanese 2.
102,
and it took a little bit. And then I forget why I was just like, when you mentioned you had car troubles and you needed a ride, I was like, I'll drive you. I don't know why I did. I'm no offense to you. I don't know why I did.
It was probably because I had almost died. That was the car accident that almost killed me. Do you remember when I rolled the car? I don't think I've talked about that on here. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance if I was going like a little faster, or if there were less cars coming, I may not even be here right now. Like, yeah. Oof, that was rough. Yeah, I was driving to actually to a doctor's appointment because I was sick. And then I see that I'm peeking the mic. I was driving to a doctor's appointment because I was sick. I was driving in the rain. Divine intervention, hell yeah. And I never would have met you, Kiernan, nor Polisa, nor any of you guys in the chat.
Jimmy
Doom.
It's all Japanese.
Oh, that's too much kanji, Jimmy. Hang on.
Isn't that Nihon to?
No, that's not.
I'm pretty sure that's Nihon is the first one, right? Or maybe that's Tokyo.
Something.
I don't know.
That's a lot of kanji that I don't know yet.
Suru no. And then
otaku. Otaku takedo. Oh, are you going to Tokyo because you're an otaku? I don't know those first couple of kanji. I'm still working my way through some of the kanji. I don't know. Yeah, Kiernan also knows Japanese.
I don't know what any of this means.
Spell it out in kana. Gilmer is like, what the fuck?
Damare is what Scabbard just put in.
Oh, so no.
Shut it.
Get him out of here. Yeah, so I was driving in the rain, going to a doctor's appointment, and there was a big turn coming up, and like a blind turn, and someone pulled out in front of me, and that wouldn't have been so bad, but I went into the oncoming lane, which had nobody there at the time. So I just went into the oncoming lane of giving that person who's pulling out a little bit more space.
Sorry. I copy and pasted what Jimmy put in, and it says only nerds translate words.
Nice. I was going to say it.
That was a brilliant troll. Sorry, continue, Andrew.
Ariga howdy. Konnichiwa, what's up?
Ariga howdy.
We got to talk about our Italian Japanese thing that we would do. Jimmy
got him.
Jimmy did get you.
Doom.
So I go into the oncoming lane. This car's coming out. I'm just giving them like a little bit more room, but that meant that I had to take the turn sharper, and I was driving in the rain, so I just like slid sideways and then hit, like, I went off the road and hit this embankment and just like flipped upside down, and then like I flipped like sideways, like I flipped in the air, and then like I remember coming down on the I went slightly backwards, flipped, I came down on the driver's side, and a bunch of like glass hit my face. Like I hit my head on the glass, like on the passenger side window, and I had like a very cool like anime scar under my eye for a little while, and I was like disappointed when it went away. I was like, no. And then flipped up onto the roof, which then like skidded, and then luckily I was still in the you were Tokyo drifting. Yeah, that was it. In the rain. Best time to do it. And then yeah, in my in my mom's Ford Taurus. So yeah, then it flipped upside down, and then I remember I remember just kind of being dazed from hitting my head, and then like looking up at the roof of the car and seeing like my like little blood droplets like coming from my face, and being like, that's upside down. That's weird. Like, why is my blood falling towards the top of the car? That's so funny. I should turn the radio off because
so funny.
Yeah, I was like, I should turn the radio off. And it was Adam's song by Blink-182 playing, which was like kind of haunting because it was like, I never thought I'd die alone. So every time I think about that song, I think about almost dying. And then I'm like looking, and I'm like, oh, gotta turn the radio off. Oh, gotta turn the car off. Bob Nye, the other guy, is here. Great username, by the way. A fellow blinker. I would say I occasionally blink. That's just a classic. That's an all-time song. That song is so good. Yeah, turn the car off, and then I went to go like try to open the door, and it wouldn't because it was all smashed up, and a bunch of people. By that time, people were stopped, and they came and like pried the door open, and I got out, and I was like, they were like, do you need an ambulance? And I was like, no. Like I remember, like I was definitely in shock, and I was just like, no, like I just don't know how I'm gonna get home. Like I gotta call my doctor because I'm gonna be late. I'm like, how do I get this car out of the road? Like, and they were like, you need an ambulance. And then I remember like the first emotion afterwards feeling was mad. Like I was angry with myself for crashing my mom's car.
Even though you got cut off? Or
yeah. It was like, I blame them because they shouldn't have pulled out in the rain. But, you know, I shouldn't have overcorrected the turn. And I think we're probably both equally at fault. They probably should have just waited for me to go by. But I feel like I'm always a contrarian when I come here, but I don't blink. Really? God, your eyes must be very dry. God. Pulling out in the rain. Hey, see, Gilmer, it was you this time. What the fuck, Jimmy? James? Yes.
Jimmy James.
Of course she did. They still functioned like her eyelids functioned the way they needed to. Even
she still had eyes.
Eyeballs didn't. Yeah, anyway. So I got home. I like had the ambulance came and they checked me out, and they were like, are you good? Do you need to go to the hospital? And I was like, nah, I can't afford that. I'm fine. And they were like, okay. Oh, and I remember I had like cut my head, and they're like, I had long hair like I have now, but like I had the Spike Spiegel hair because we had just gone, or maybe we were about to go to ZenkaiCon like 2009. And I had something like that. I had the Spike Spiegel hair, and so they like couldn't. They were like, "You have too much hair. We can't tell like how bad it is." And then I remember after that was when I cut it short, like real short for the first time. Anyway, some like EMT, or actually I think it was like a sheriff, fucking pig, drove me home. It was very kind and drove me home, and I didn't have to get a cab or anything like that because I was in the middle of nowhere. And then I got home, called the doctor, and was like, hey, I didn't show up because I was in a bad car accident, but I should probably make another appointment because I was just in a bad car accident. And then I called my mom, who was at work, and had to explain why she didn't have a ride home that day. Because I would borrow her car to go to classes and stuff in the morning, and then come back and pick her up by the end of the day. And then, so we were like sharing a car, and I was like, yeah, car's busted, and so am I, and everything's fine, but also not fine at all. And then that was the story of how I almost died.
And that's the story of how we met and became best friends. And I forced you to listen to heavy metal music.
That is true. That is true. I was at the time more so into, Josh so graciously was like, well, if you can't get to class, I can just drive you. And for a long time, we would carpool.
I forget how long it was.
Yeah, it was a long time. And we would like, was it like every other day? We would like, you would share music and then I would. And at the time I was like,
I think I forced more music on you than you did on me. I think I know back then I feel like I had music ADHD, where I'm like, this is a great song, and then I would look to see someone's reaction. If I didn't see one, I'm like, all right, let me try this one, instead of letting them just experience the song. And like, in my mind, I'm like, you don't know if you like it yet? Okay, switch.
That's exactly how it happened. I was trying to be gracious.
That was me.
Yeah.
I know it's funny though. I legit, because I remember doing that, and I was thinking literally yesterday, or maybe it was like 2 days ago. I was like, why did I switch songs so much? Like, why did I feel that need for
speed?
Why did I feel that need to like constantly switch music? And I came to the conclusion, I was like, well, I was looking for a specific reaction.
Yeah.
I didn't get that reaction, so I assumed that the person wasn't enjoying the song. So let me switch over to something else.
Even though
this one will do it for them.
Even though it was like, I'm just like waiting to finish the song to like experience it.
In my mind, I'm like, they're bored. I gotta switch.
Yeah. I do that too, though.
Learned something new about myself yesterday, though. That's why I did that, and I can only imagine how infuriating it was to
it was just
everyone in my car.
Well, I just remember being like, okay, yeah, that one was cool, but I can't really talk about it because a new one is playing, and I have to talk about this one. But yeah, at the time I was much my taste in metal was much more like power metal, more symphonic, like Nightwish,
Dragon Force.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I did listen to like a fair amount of them then.
Come on.
I wouldn't say I was like a huge fan, but more like the Finnish stuff, like Sonata Arctica and Nightwish and like Epica and stuff.
I was about to do the bork, but that's the Swedish chef.
Yeah. Hurdy-burdy-durgan. But I remember you showing me August Burns Red, and me being like, yo, this band is awesome, except I hate that they just scream all the time, because I was really not into like the screaming for most of it. Now I can handle it. Now my tastes have definitely gotten more aggressive, I guess.
You have a more sophisticated palate now.
Yeah.
You understand quality.
Yeah. I remember you showing me And Then There Were None, which
I haven't listened to them in ages. I love their music, though.
I listen to Hospital all the time still, and I always think of us driving to school. Yeah, driving to college together. Yeah, Family Force 5. You showed me them. Every single time that the clock reads 8:08, I go, drop that 8:08, the ball's about to shake.
For the club to take.
Well, shake it like an earthquake. So corny.
From the sound I'm making, and there's no escaping
from the bass. Shake it like an earthquake. It was great. It was. I loved it.
The Richter scale. Shake it like an earthquake. Move your tail.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
I will say, of the Christian bands that we were both brainwashed into thinking was the only music in the world, I still go back and I bump some Reliant K. I still do. Like
Reliant K, funnily enough, is, I can't say for certain, but they are at the very least queer affirming.
Oh, nice.
Fun fact.
I know a lot of them.
There is a Christian artist. Oh, sorry, go continue what you were saying.
I was just gonna say, I know a lot of them deconstructed from evangelism, ex-evangelical, as you. I love that title. I don't know if you coined the term, but that was the first time I heard it.
I did not coin the term. I did not. I've taken it from other people. I definitely did not coin the term. I'm trying to remember what this person's name that they toured with, but it's a non-binary Christian artist.
Huh.
And for a while, this person was why can't I Semler is their name. Hold on, Grace Semler Baldridge.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, Grace Semler Baldridge, known by the stage name as Semler, is an American host and alt-Christian singer-songwriter. Released in 2021, they released an EP called Preacher's Kid about being a queer Christian, which they recorded at their home and promoted themselves.
I'm meeting more and more pastors' kids who are like, yo, I was in a cult. And I feel like I kind of was too. I was only in the Christian school for my mom put me into in like middle school, so from like seventh grade to probably like early 20s. I was they got me young, and oh man, the shit that I believed, not okay.
Oh, but yeah, I mean it's yeah. I'm trying to okay, so I was just like curious about it, but yeah, no, I can't find it. Anyway, I was curious about it, but yeah, apparently the Grace or Semler's Semler's parents are, from what I could tell, fairly like queer affirming as well. Like they're pastor's kid, but they were fairly queer affirming. Anyway.
Damn you!
You should make me a mod, and I can ban them. I feel like I should be a mod.
I mean, you probably should, but that's no worries.
Anyway,
I can just whoop whoop, they're gone.
So yes, that is how we met, and it is I think it's a good story to tell on the anniversary of 1 year of doing Talk Tuesday together.
I know, it's wild. A year. I'll also say, speaking of, as a probably the best segue as I'll ever be able to come up with, I have met my goal of getting a passport, thanks in no small part to one very cool Chelinator, a Canadian comrade who sent me some Canadian dollars to fund that. That was my first step in getting the hell out of this fascist shithole country and away from Christian nationalism, as we were just discussing, and all the hate that seems to spread for some reason, even though actual canon Jesus was nothing like you fuckers. Anyway, before I go off on that again, I realized, I was like, oh my god, I still have to pay my college about, it's more than this, but I thought $2,500 was a nice round number. I still have to pay them $2,500 for my diploma. Because
wait, really?
Yeah. So they let me walk. So what they did was they raised tuition on me, like in my last semester or last 2 semesters maybe. But my financial aid didn't go up, so I owed a bunch out of pocket, and I was trying to like pay that off before I could graduate. I lost my job in my last semester, so I had no income, and I was like, I don't know what you guys want me to do, because if it's either pay you or pay rent, I'm paying my rent. Like, you guys can fuck off. Like, so
yeah.
They let me walk still, which was nice. I literally was just, when I walked, I was carrying around just the empty diploma case. Like, there was nothing actually inside. And luckily, nobody asked. So, like, I still have the degree. They were like, well, I mean, we'll give you, like, the degree. But, like you've completed the program. You're accredited and whatever. But the physical paper of the diploma is still going to... I have to finish paying off my tuition balance to even get that. And you need that to get a job in Japan. So that's the biggest chunk on my list. So I'm not out here to panhandle, but if anybody feels gracious and wants to donate towards that, I know there's a lot of way better causes out there for people who need help and whose lives are in danger. But, you know, if you see me playing a game and I do something cool or funny, or, you know, I don't know, you like something that we're talking about and want to throw a couple of bucks or whatever your way, or our way, my way, I guess.
It was like our way. I'm not getting money out of this.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you're like, hey, split this with Josh, I will. Like, if you do it on a Talk Tuesday and send
you don't have to split it with me.
Well,
it's fine.
If the donator wants me to, I will. So yeah, that's going to be up there probably for the foreseeable future. Also, every time I try to change it, it glitches out all weird, so I don't like having to change it. So I'm just going to keep it up for a little while. Anyway, I've been talking for a long time. So Josh, I will send you one cent for you to duke it out for. How about you send me a Benny or a Barney? Actually, send me a Benny too. I'll talk about what those mean in a second. I've been talking for too long. Josh, what have you experienced in the last couple of weeks since we talked?
Are you doing drugs, Andrew?
I gotta get my Benny. I need my fix. I need my Benny fix. I need my Barneys and my Bennies and my Stivers.
No. So, okay, what have I been experiencing this week? Games Done Quick is happening currently, so I've been watching that.
Been watching some of that too.
Right now, actually, is an Octopath Traveler run.
Okay.
For just a single character, a single story of one of the characters. So it's not like it's all 8 characters running or anything like that. Later on tonight is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep,
the best Kingdom Hearts,
and it's gonna be a race, critical level 1 character choice, any percent race.
Yo.
That's happening tonight, and what's crazy is if I'm reading this correctly, they are already up to like $500,000.
Holy crap!
Which is
it just started.
458. They're at $458,000 right now.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. So yeah, that's happening now, or that's happening in about 10 minutes is the Kingdom Hearts one.
Nice.
And then at 10:45, 10 minutes, and then at 10:45 Eastern, I don't know what time zone everyone is, 10:45 p.m. Eastern tonight, Castlevania Rondo of Blood, and they're rounding out tonight with BioShock.
Ooh.
Which will be cool.
Rondo of Blood has one of maybe the best soundtracks of the Castlevania games. I really like that game's soundtrack. And was that the first one with Richter?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know Castlevania lore well enough. But I did record an episode on the original Castlevania with Jeremy Parrish earlier this year,
nice.
Retronauts fame, which I'm excited for that to come out. So that's what I've been experiencing this week. And then over the weekend, over some holiday, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I grilled for the first time. The grill my dad got me for my birthday a couple months ago.
Nice.
I finally fucking used, and I grilled hot dogs and burgers and chicken on it, and they were all delicious.
Was Harvey going crazy?
Yeah, he doesn't get any of that.
No, I mean, was he sniffing around, being like, "What is that? What are you doing?"
Believe it or not, no. He was a little bit, but mainly because he if we go out to the pool, he will want to come out to the pool.
Yeah,
and which is fine, but if we are swimming, we can't let him out because he will literally jump in, and then that's a pain in the butt to clean up afterwards.
Yeah, Harvey is Josh's son. And he shits all over the yard.
I mean, that is true. He does shit all over the yard.
And then I'm like, I got to put you back in the cage.
I feel like this is a glimpse inside your parenting style.
That's why I got a vasectomy 34 episodes ago.
But yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else really going on. There's an idea that I'm working on behind the scenes that I can't talk about just yet. That Andrew may be helping with. We're not quite sure the logistics of that, but there's an idea. Regardless, there's an idea I have brewing behind the scenes that I'm working on. I'm still hoping that I'll get to do my panel up at Retro World Expo this year. That I applied for because I really want to go to another con. I was thinking about this. I have to record a bonus episode for the podcast for Patreon tomorrow night. I'm going to do that, and I wanted to talk about why cons are so much fun and how Games Done Quick is able to emulate the con experience even online.
Yeah.
They do a really good job of emulating it. And
It's so interactive.
part of yeah, it is. It's interesting because it's like, yeah, you're just donating money, but like because you can hear the crowd in the background and you can cheer along with them, and they do a great job of making the people at home feel like they're a part of the action in wherever the stream is being streamed from. Excuse me. But one thing that I think that like is super important, like one of the reasons religion has stuck around so long is that you need a community. So church is like, it's a communal thing. It's a gathering of fellow believers, and conventions are just the churches of geeks, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the fandom may be, if you're going to a gaming convention or whatnot, like, or an anime convention, you are communing with your fellow believers of whatever the fandom may be, right? And
that
so
third
I think
space.
that what? Sorry.
It's like the third space.
Yes,
idea.
yes, very much so.
Yeah.
And I go to cons to shake down nerds.
Jamothy Doominson, you better slow your roll.
Actually, Jimmy and I have gone to too many games a handful of times. It's a good time.
Nice.
It's funny actually. He was at too many games this year, and it was on the day I was not there. So I didn't get to see him.
That's because you thought he was going to beat you up.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I'm not a nerd.
Give me your money. yeah. We've only been podcasting exclusively about video games and some movies for 10 years.
I'm a geek. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's a distinction. I'm not smart enough to be a nerd.
I'm not a nerd. I'm an idiot.
I'm just imagining Jimmy comes up and he's like, "Give me your lunch money, kid." He's like, "Well, that's not going to stop me because I can't read."
I can't read.
That DW meme from like Arthur or whatever.
I love that. My favorite, I don't know if we've talked about this before, I will use any D4 smarts. I will use any reason to quote my favorite line of all of Arthur, and it's Police's as well, as she reminded me of it. The best line of all of Arthur is when when DW goes, "She's a lonely child," and Arthur goes, "No, she's an only child. A lonely child is what you'll be when I sell you."
That show had some unhinged jokes. There was a moment I was watching it with my daughter a couple months ago where it's just there's an ad coming.
No one will ever know.
We'll never. All right, I can hear. We'll take. Oh, ads ending in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We should be back in. We should be back in.
That's hilarious.
It's a ruse to get us to watch the VOD. That's right, Jimmy.
Actually, it's a ruse to get you to subscribe, because if you subscribe here on the Experience Point, you don't get any ads. And I think it's pretty cheap. Or you could watch the VOD. You just have to wait.
I always say support the Patreon because you get more money out of it.
That is true, but I
you don't have a Patreon.
Don't have a Patreon. So I did, but I didn't do any rewards or anything. So I
have rewards. I have a movie podcast that's for the $5 patrons. Called Still Family, my monthly Fast and Furious movie podcast, where all the guests who join me aren't just friends. They're family.
And if you want to see a sneak peek of that, you can see our episode where we talked about 4 Fast, 4 Furious.
Yes.
That's on the YouTube. That is on the VOD. I will piggyback.
Repeat your favorite line though, since they missed it.
Oh, but they have to go. They gotta subscribe or watch on the VOD.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Well, you convinced me. I'll let the mystery build.
Rip.
Rip. I forget. Were you?
Do you want? Well, the line I was gonna say, there was a moment where it was. I forget the entirety of the context, but in Arthur, there was a moment where I forget, someone made up like a hand gesture, and it's if you make that, then you have to come running to help the person or something. I forget exactly what it was, and they were right. I think I don't even remember which characters. I think DW was involved, but they make the hand gesture, and the school principal or whatever comes running out. He's in the middle of a shower, and he's like wrapped in a bath towel, and he comes running out. It's like, I just saw you make the hand signal. I just want to make sure everything was okay. They're like, yeah, it's fine. And like Arthur thought they were making it up, but apparently this was like a thing. I'm gonna have to find the clip. It was really funny.
That's great. Do you remember what DW stands for?
Dora Winifred.
Nailed it. 10 points to Koval.
There we go.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter, except they do, and maybe we'll do something with them someday. Who knows? I don't know. Dora Winifred Reed. Every now and then I will catch myself going, I've got a hunch. Breakfast, dinner, and lunch would be a lot better if I had it with crunch. Remember when she comes up with the jingle for the cereal, and then she gets like a lifetime supply of the cereal, and they just dump it into her house all at once or something? I may have made up that last part. Maybe that was a dream. Someone fact check me. Go back and watch that episode of Arthur after this and let me know. Come back and let me know. All right.
I'm trying to find the clip now, but sorry. Okay. Anyway,
I was gonna say I've got two directions I can go now, both based off things that you had talked about. What's the better segue?
Okay.
Probably I'll do another quick story. Discord watch party Arthur Marathon. I'm in. I don't know why that reminded me of it. There used to be. It's gone now. I want to start by saying I love the movie Rush Hour. It's one of my favorite Jackie Chan movies. The first,
Rush Hour, yeah.
Yeah, the first Rush Hour is so good. However, I don't know if I had to list like the top 5 hardest times I've ever laughed in my entire life. One of them was definitely, and this is sober, by the way. I quite literally pissed myself laughing because somebody put Rush Hour in reverse on YouTube like years ago, and I watched my old roommate and I sat down and we watched the entire movie of Rush Hour backwards, and it is the funniest thing you'll ever see. I don't know how you go about doing that now. It's hysterical. All the stunts, all the jokes, all of like Chris Tucker's like, ah! You know, like just like the sounds that he makes backwards, like the dialogue's very funny, all the action and everything like backwards. It was so funny. But yeah, Arthur Marathon, maybe Arthur backwards. We were talking about old stories. Do you remember?
So wait, why did you bring up Rush Hour? Is this tying with what you're about to say?
Not in the slightest.
Okay.
I brought it up.
It's funny you brought it up though. There was something I saw someone recently where it was on like the USA Network. Like they shared Rush Hour. They aired like the TV version of Rush Hour or whatever.
Yeah.
And they put a disclaimer in the front, like, oh, there's some insensitive jokes or whatever in it.
Right.
And people were losing their minds, like it's a bunch of fucking sensitive people, blah blah blah. I'm like,
so woke.
I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, the same people bitching about woke shit are the same people banning books. At least this is not banned. It's just they're putting a little like, it's a disclaimer for fuck's sake.
Petition to call this the ADHD point. Yeah, I know. It's the same people getting upset when James Gunn is like, Superman is really like a story, an immigrant story, and everyone's like, oh, fucking woker, man. It's like, did you fucking idiots. Rush Hour 4 is in the works. I'm so stoked. I know. And also, to my defense, half of a defense, because I wasn't properly diagnosed, but my therapist tells me I do have tendencies of ADHD, so I probably have it. But it's really hard to have a conversation about a lot of things and also react to the chat and not completely go off the rails every week.
It is very true.
Which we do.
It is very true.
I only brought up Rush Hour because James Doominson said Arthur Marathon, and that made me think of...
It was like, wow, that changed so quickly.
It was a stretch for sure. But we were talking about our just like funny old stories of college and stuff. Do you remember a particular very, very, very funny thing happening on your, and this is probably not going where you think it is, dear viewers.
On what? Sorry, you cut off.
On your 21st birthday. Do you remember what we did
Did
for
you-
your 21st birthday?
Are you talking about when we did you go with us to Hibachi?
Yeah.
And I
Thanks
got
for
my lip
remembering.
swelled up.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day because somehow, like,
What do you mean? Do I remember that? I literally, it was one of the strangest moments of my life where I found out I was allergic to shrimp, but apparently not too allergic. Where only the left and right side of my bottom lip swelled up, not the rest of my face or any other part of my body. Only the left and right side. So every time I would take a drink, it would just kind of down onto my shirt. Like, of course I remember that. That was one of the most bizarre moments of my entire life. I wasn't embarrassed. It was just weird.
it was
it's a
hilarious.
weird. It's funny. It's a weird thing.
So imagine Josh as he is now, but basically with orc teeth, but made out of his own lips, and they just stuck. It just stuck out, but the middle was fine. So he was drinking like sake, and it just kept like it just kept like dribbling out of his mouth while he was trying to drink it. Oh, we got another shrimper over here. Are you a shrimper, Kieran?
I don't know if I'm still allergic to shrimp, but I'm not willing to test it out and find out.
Yeah. It was so funny because I think the hibachi guy threw the shrimp in your mouth, didn't he?
I caught him. Yeah.
You're allegedly allergic to shellfish. Okay. Is that off the books? I may be this talk around town that I may or may not be allegedly allergic to shellfish. That sucks. I would have done kung fu to deflect the hibachi, man. Yeah. At that point, it's a threat to your well-being, depending on how allergic you are. Anyway, it was very funny. And then I remember being a little buzzed off of that very delicious, very fruity sake, and your dad driving us all home in the convertible. And it was like, because you have like your birthday's what, May? April?
April.
Yeah.
April.
So like it was. I remember it being warm and it was nice, and we were driving with the top down in your dad's convertible, and we were all a little bit buzzed, and like the wind coming at us just felt really good, and we had just gorged ourselves on delicious sushi. It was a lot of fun.
That's funny because the last part of that day I remember was coming back to my house, and we were just watching like YouTube videos.
Yes. Oh my God. Right. Which were funnier because we were all a little tipsy.
Yes.
That was so funny.
Yes.
I remember, we watched the Bambi, Bambi, I didn't know you could fly.
Bird.
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 Oh my God, I need to probably not watch that ever again. It's a miracle.
It's a bird. It's a plane bird.
The miracle of life. And then it just starts. I'm not going to describe what happens in that video. Yeah, good times. You mentioned grilling, and you said, "Oh, it was some kind of holiday," which, I showed Polisa Independence Day that day. She had never seen it.
The only acceptable way to celebrate this holiday now.
Goddamn right. And it was wild. Like we genuinely had a very sobering moment when we saw Bill Pullman, maybe the best, definitely up there of like best on-screen presidents.
Martin Sheen's up there, maybe.
Yeah.
West Wing.
Harrison Ford. Keith David.
Yeah, he was. Mm-hmm.
Keith David got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and when they announced it, he was like streaming or recording or something, and I guess he didn't know, and he has the most wholesome reaction.
I saw that video, yeah.
I love him so much, and I'm so glad he's finally getting that level of recognition, because he's one of the GOATs. He's got to be up on there on like voice acting Rushmore, right? At least in Western
I wouldn't
voice
know.
acting, you know?
I wouldn't know. It's funny because like I never equate him as a voice actor. I always think of him in like his live action roles.
Yeah.
But he's done a lot of voiceover work.
Yeah, I think, I mean, he's an excellent actor, but I think he's probably primarily known for his voice.
See, it's funny because I recognize him more from like live action stuff than voice work.
That's so funny. I mean, I had heard him in other things. Like Gargoyles was probably the first thing. Him as Goliath, which fucking that show rules. Went on a little bit too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was Goliath in that. And but I remember my first live action role of him is still a very underrated movie. Pitch Black.
Roadhouse from 1989.
Nope. Pitch Black from 2000. I'm just throwing out a random year. I don't know what year it was. It was probably
I think you're right.
Maybe.
I think it's 2000. I'll look it up right now. I have his IMDb up anyway.
Nice. Mateo's been telling me to watch Goliath. Wait, you mean Gargoyles? Or is there another show called Goliath?
I do not know.
And if it is the case, Kieran, you would love it because it's very. Oh, Goliath is a dope lawyer show? Then this is definitely not what I'm talking about. Oh, the lawyer show. I have no idea what you're talking about then. Yeah, we're talking about Keith David, the GOAT. But because I have ADHD, I went somewhere else entirely than where I meant to go.
Yes, he's in Pitch Black. He's also I didn't realize how many. He also did a voice in Planescape Torment, the video game.
Nice. I mean, he's
and Destiny 2.
Child's in The Thing. He's Spawn, for God's sakes. The best lawyer is, of course, Better Call Saul. Yeah, The Thing. I love that movie. I love that ending scene with him and oh my god.
Oh, he was in Mortal Kombat 11. Keith David.
Yep, he was Spawn in Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, no, Bill Rolfing Spawn's real name?
No.
He was in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, and he's credited as Bill Rolfing, like ROHLFING.
That's weird. No, I don't think that's
Darksiders Genesis.
Spawn's real name.
Yes, and he's Spawn in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
I forgot he's the Arbiter.
Yeah, man. He's the Arbiter. He's he was in like a bunch of the Marine commercials. Al Simmons, that's it. Thanks to him. Yeah, the freaking Arbiter.
Megamind.
Were it so easy.
Mass Effect.
Yeah. He's Okoto in Princess Mononoke, my favorite movie of all time.
He's the voice of Chaos in Final Fantasy Dissidia.
Nice. That tracks. But yeah, so we're talking about like best on-screen presidents, and it was just wild seeing Bill Pullman as the president in Independence Day actually being like capable and accountable as a president, as a person.
What
like,
is it?
wow.
I was playing Final Fantasy X-2. I actually just released my episode on X-2.
Nice.
And this ties into this, I promise. One of the things that was fascinating to me was there's a moment in the do you care about spoilers for X-2 by any chance?
No, but like I'm going to put my hands up for viewers. If you don't want spoilers for X-2, look away now, and I'll put my hands up again when the spoilers are over.
Okay. So what's interesting about it is that basically, I won't spoil too much. In the aftermath of the events of the first of Final Fantasy X, they basically, like the main villain that was like because I won't spoil 10 for those who haven't done it. And since the villain is gone, the world is at peace, but there's a power vacuum now, so it's kind of there's different factions trying to vie for power. But the crazy thing is the leaders of all these factions were people who were friends with each other, and they end up kind of fighting each other and this and that. And the end of the game, the three of them are back together, and they apologize to the public for losing sight of what was important, and that was unity. And I went, holy shit.
Accountability.
I couldn't. Yeah,
from someone in power.
Accountability. I was like, what the hell?
What a concept. What a science fiction fantasy concept.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make excuses for the current administration, but it's not like any administration has really fucking apologized for shit. So, anyway. But yeah, just reminded me of it because accountability. It was very surreal to see it.
Nice. All right, are we done spoilers?
Yeah.
Hands are back up. Kieran was like, freeze. It made me want to be like, I don't know if I'll be able to.
Everybody clap your hands.
Oh no. The flashing cop lights are here.
What?
Oh no,
What
they're
is going on?
changing lights. Oh no, the lights are flashing so at a normal rate. they're the cop cars outside.
When did you get? I don't know what bit you're doing right now. I'm so confused.
I'm just changing my red and blue lights to alternate very, very slowly.
Why?
Because Kiernan said, that's Sir Scabbard, said freeze when I put my hands up.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a reach. It was a real reach. And part of the joke was that it wasn't going to work. Anyway, Independence Day. Great movie. Still holds up. Looks great in 4K if you watch it on Hulu. Hey, Joey Valentin Bray. Hell yeah. Oh my god, I keep that on my nose. I fucking love them. Polisa loved it. Had no idea what it was going to be going in. I was like, just go in blind. It's one of those like all-time movies that you just kind of have to see. His Bill Pullman's speech in that, like, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not give up without a fight. Excellent. Will Smith is great in it. Jeff Goldblum is great in it. Mm-hmm. And freaking what we found out at the very, very end. Do you know who Mae Whitman is?
The name actually sounds familiar. Oh fuck. I don't anymore. I know them from something. I feel like they voiced something in Cowboy Bebop for some reason.
No, or at least I don't think so. It's probably too young. Well, though that doesn't really matter, considering what I'm about to tell you. Mae Whitman voices what most people know her from is either probably rom-coms. She voices Tinkerbell in the Disney Tinkerbell things. But where I know her is Roxy frickin' Richter from Scott Pilgrim. She's the you punched me in the boob.
That's why I didn't remember.
She's Ramona's girl ex. There's an alien from Independence Day in the new Predator Badlands trailer. Are you shitting me? What? Is that a shared universe? I just found out because I'm watching Firefly again in like actual like super good quality. Firefly and Aliens is in the same universe.
Are they?
Yeah, because if you in the first episode when Mal is in the war still, the flashback where he's in the war, he's on this like gun turret that has like a heads up display and stuff, and the thing at the top says Wayland Yutani with the logo and everything.
Probably just a nod, but still that's cool. Like that would posit it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it was made by Fox, like 20th Century Fox, who at the time had the rights to Aliens. So it's kind of I'm gonna say, yeah, same studio. I don't know. Anyway, Joey Valentin Bray. Glad. What?
No, I was just gonna say I was looking up like who else, like all the other people in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh wait, and before I go any further, so Mae Whitman, who's Roxy Richter in Scott Pilgrim, she's the president's daughter, the little girl in Independence Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were watching the credits and it was like Jeff Goldblum, Will Smith, like going through the people, Vivica A. Fox, so like all the people you just saw, and you're like, oh yeah. And then it was like Mae Whitman. I was like, what the we were both at the same time like, Mae Whitman? Like, how is she? She's way too young. She'd be a little baby. She was a little baby.
She was a little baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. Jimmy? Joey Valentin Bray? Represent? If any of y'all liked the Beastie Boys or hip-hop in the least, I highly recommend, especially this crowd, because you're all a bunch of nerds like us, go listen to Joey Valentin Bray. They are so damn good. I think you
told me about you've talked about them before.
Yeah, I love them with all my heart. They have not put out a song that I've not liked. Their first album, which is where I got this shirt from, called Punk Tactics, is bangers front to back. And I think they're working on a third album now. Their second album was great too. It's just so good. They're just two punk kids from like State College, PA. By the way, I'm like they're like somewhat local. I know that's like hours away, but still, that's PA. And they just drop a lot of like really good nerd references. Their bars are like absolutely fire. Yeah, punk tactics, hell yeah. Hit you with the punk tactics. They've done stuff for like, it's so weird because I went to a show. I saw them open for Final Fantasy Punk Tactics. I saw them open for Sum 41 in their final show, like their final tour, and nobody knew who they were. Like, they literally asked, like, does anyone know who we are? And me in my Punk Tactics shirt was like, fuck yeah! They actually gave me the set list afterwards.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but they're just like two young kids. They're like early 20s. They're like kids. They make everything themselves. Like Joey Valance makes all the beats in his freaking room at home, like with his Pokemon like betting still. And they're just like two friends who were like, yo, we should make rap. And their dads were really into like the old school like 90s boom bap stuff that I really like. So that's like their style. And it's just two like white, well, one white and one half white, half Asian guy making some of the sickest rap you've ever seen. It's just these two
you
kids.
Mean
Heard, yeah. No, it's so good that you can see it.
You have synesthesia?
Yeah. Actually, kind of.
You know what that is?
I do, and I have it in a small way. Have we talked about this before?
I think maybe. I don't know if we talked about it on Talk Tuesday, but I believe you might have mentioned it once before.
God, we are so all over the place this episode. It's so funny.
But we don't have to jump down this rabbit hole. It's fine.
No, I didn't have anything much else to say about Joey Valance and Bray except that they're amazing. My flavor of synesthesia is just I have always, and I never knew that there's a word for it. I have always assigned colors to letters. So like for me, like A is red, B is blue, C is yellow, D is green, E is yellow.
But would that be synesthesia? I thought synesthesia was when you associate one sense with another sense. So like if you hear a note, you may be like, oh, that's red.
Yeah, there's different kinds where it's like,
I guess you could find it because you're seeing a visual stimuli, and the letter A just makes you think red. So
yeah.
I guess that's
like if I visualize the letter A in my mind, it's always red. Like and or first, like I can think about now I'm thinking of a blue A, but like if I just think the letter A, it always is associated with red. Like yeah, I at one point like went all the way down the line and went through the whole alphabet, and some of them are like fuzzier than others, but like there are some where I'm like, yep, H is definitely red. Like D is green, E 100% yellow. Like E is always yellow for me. I don't know why. Or C and E are yellow, which is weird. I don't know.
I'm not saying it's weird. It's just you.
E sometimes changes in my head. C is always yellow, 100%. Our brains don't work the same the way that normal people's do. And it's interesting how they can the mind is
I don't have synesthesia, but I might have ADHD tendencies like you. Who knows?
Yeah, we probably do. I think there's some threads that we've already lost. This is just a little taste of what you can expect here on Talk Tuesdays.
Yeah. Well, today I feel like we're especially disjointed, and I don't exactly know why. But
totally.
I think we could move on to something because you were saying off mic, you had a bunch of stuff that you could talk about. I don't really have anything else, man. All I had today was grilling and games done quick, and the project I can't talk about. I guess I could say freaking the winner of the Patreon poll for Nest Venture is Adventures of Bayou Billy. So I'm going to be talking about that on the podcast in November.
Bayou Billy,
which I'm not looking forward to.
Oh no.
Bayou Billy is an interesting. I've played it before. I never really beat it. I don't think I would get to beat it now.
We'll take Billy down to the bayou, share.
It's one of those NES games where like they switch gameplay styles pretty frequently. Yes, Bayou Billy was on the 40 for 40 series, but so for those who don't know, on the podcast years ago, I did a series called the 40 for 40, kind of a play off of ESPN's 30 for 30, you know, like sports documentary series, and it was 40 complete in the box NES games. In fact, actually, now that I look at it, here is the Adventures of Bayou Billy right there. My box copy of it.
You glitched a little bit, I think, when you showed it.
Oh,
even
now is it back?
Twitch doesn't want to see it. Yeah, it's there.
Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Come on, share.
And but the 40 for 40 series, I consider the way I taught myself how to podcast. So some of those episodes, a lot of those episodes, I really don't think are good. Some of them I think are better than others, but a lot of them I don't think are good at all. And actually, I have a better like endpoint for this game now, where I can talk about the portrayal of Bayou Billy on Captain N, the Game Master. Whatever one I was on was the best. You were on Vice Project Doom.
That was definitely the best one.
Vice Project Doom.
You had Jimmy Doom on to talk Vice Project Doom?
I did not know him. I didn't know his screen handle was Jimmy Doom at the time. It's a happy coincidence.
That's funny.
R.I.P.
Yeah, so MF Doom.
Did he die?
Yeah, a couple years ago. I was really sad. I'm still sad.
What was he from again? Was he?
He was a rapper. He was the one that wore
the
mask, the like centurion looking mask.
Okay. He died in 2020 after reaction to blood pressure medication. How about that?
Do it like the robot to head spin to boogaloo.
So little about rap. It's sad.
You should listen to MF Doom and Joey Valence and Bray.
If it's not Mega Ran, I don't know it.
Mega Ran, God, I still think about the music video that we did. Yo, you weren't there. Every time I bring that up, you're like, I wasn't there.
I wasn't invited.
I think you said I hate Mega Ran and I never want to be in one of his music videos.
That's exactly me. 100%.
Yeah. We got to meet him more than once. You know how close I was when we went to see him and we were talking to him before? I don't know. I was a hair's breadth away to being like, yo, can I do Richie's part on OP if you're going to play OP? Because I could do that whole bar flawlessly. I almost was like, can I come up on stage with you and perform this with you? Because you know sometimes people will be like, oh, they hold up a sign that's like, let me play guitar with you, fucking Fallout Boy or whatever the fuck, and then they do, and oftentimes, you know, it sucks, but sometimes it's cool. And I was hoping that I would be in the latter if he would let me. I don't know why, I was feeling very ballsy that day. I was like, I loved this song, and that's my favorite bar of that whole song, which ironically isn't his part of my favorite song of his. That whole album is fantastic, man. Yeah, that is a fantastic album. His newest one, that like the second like kids album that he made for his son, just went like is just doing gangbusters right now. It's like winning awards and stuff. Buddy's Magic Toy Box, I believe. Is that it, or is that the first one? That might be the first one. That was from 2023. Yeah. It's something else like Playhouse. One. I don't know why. Treehouse. Buddy's Magic Treehouse. Treehouse. Yeah. That's so cool. Good for him. Yeah, it's doing really well. You guys shared awesome. Like pictures of your kids who were talking with him afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, look at my little man," and you were like, "Oh, look at my little girl," and I was like, "I just got a vasectomy." I was like, I don't want those. You know what? I reached out to him just like he told me to, and he has never responded. So maybe he'll never come on the podcast. That hurts. That's all right. Mega. He's a busy man. Raheem, I know you're watching. Everybody give it up for Raheem in the chat. Maybe he'll come out. Raheem Jarbo. Yep. That was an awesome concert. We saw him, and he opened for freaking Cybertronic Spree, which
Cybertronic Spree.
Those are the guys who dress up as Transformers and play obviously a bunch of Transformers songs, but they played like Mortal Kombat, they played the Pokemon theme song. I've seen them, I think that was the second time seeing them and third time seeing Mega Ran. So much fun. Just the nerdiest concert you could ever imagine.
Mega Ran's a good dude.
Yeah.
I love getting to see him in concert. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have one. I mean, we can. This can be my last thing because everything else I have is not time sensitive, and we can just talk about it next time.
That would probably be good because I am starting to fade.
Yeah, me too. And this is a 5:30 a.m. week for me for work, so I gotta go to sleep soon. And I streamed a little bit late last night too, and stayed up a little bit late, so I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night.
Remember that Golden Moogle thing I sent you?
Oh yeah.
I was putting it together for a little like graphic. I was, it's because it's a PNG. Anyway, I'm over explaining. I was using that to make a little promo to announce the winner of the Final Fantasy Draft, and I realized that I needed to do that last night, and it wasn't until midnight that I realized I needed to do it. Right as I turned off my computer, I'm like, well, I guess I'm staying up late tonight, and I did, and I am still kicking myself for it because I the last 2 nights. Both last night and tonight, I finished work and then I would sit down and I just passed out on the sofa for like 30 minutes. I was so tired. I don't know what it is, but like something. Maybe I was out in the sun too much over the weekend, but I am like exhausted. I'm doing okay, but I'm very tired.
Yeah, no, that you're not wrong at all. Like the sun is seriously like I know I talked about it. We went to Hershey a couple weeks ago, and that's like an all day thing. Getting there, going, getting back. The sun. It was the hottest. It was when it was like 100. I felt like I was hungover for like 3 or 4 days afterwards, like just from the sun fatigue or like the sun. I was worried sunstroke.
Me.
No,
something like that.
And on a Monday, I went out and skated a bit and was like, I came back and I was like, I didn't even go that hard, but I was like, I'm starting to get lightheaded and nauseous, and I still feel. Or no, this was not Monday. This was Sunday, and here we are to Tuesday. I still get like little bouts of like, oh, I got a little headache or I got a little nausea from it, like and I'm tired, like. It seriously takes it out of you. So yeah, it's not just you.
It's wild. Like I don't know why it's hitting me so hard this week, but it's been hitting me like a bitch. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean 4th of July, you're out, you're grilling, you're out in the heat, in front of the heat, grilling. Anyway, the last thing. The last thing that I experienced, which was super freaking cool. If you've seen Sir Scabbard in the chat, Kieran, if you're still here, it's your time to shine.
I did actually catch a little bit of the stream that I think you're about to talk about.
Nice. So we have been playing. I've talked about this for a while. There he is. It's time. We've been playing. Kieran is our GM. He has been running this game. It's basically D&D, but it's not. It's called Savage Worlds. It's a different system. Kind of made for my goat. Kind of made for like a Wild West apparently type thing. It's like you draw cards and stuff. Goat Master. The G stands for goat.
What the fuck? Because I can't see you, so all of a sudden I only see the delay afterwards.
You just suddenly heard a goat.
I suddenly hear it go, and I'm like, how did Andrew make that sound? I know he made that sound somehow. How did he do it? And then I have to watch the stream like 5 seconds later to actually see it.
I used to do that in the house, and my sister would be like, oh my god, I just heard a goat. And I was like, what? And I would just gaslight the shit out of her. I'd be like, what? Where? And I would do it all the time. I still do it. And like, obviously she knows now that it was me. I still do that sound when I'm like around her, and she'd be like, I know it was you. She gets like genuinely mad about it. Anyway, it's not D&D. Okay, so the campaign. Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. So this is seriously the most ADHD episode. Like it's not always like this. It's always a little bit like this.
You are unhinged tonight.
I think it's probably the lack of sleep. I started watching One Piece again, so I've been in a bit of a sillier mood. Which Polisa finally admitted that she was ready to start and did start and is loving it. So this campaign is basically.
I refuse to start.
I know. You don't watch animes that are like
much.
13 episodes long, much less 1,200 episodes, 1,300 episodes.
And I want to. I just don't have the time. 13 I have time for. I just never feel like it. And then now with the podcast, I know. But like, then ask me to like sit down and watch One Piece. Holy fuck! I would not have time for that.
Yeah, worth it though. If you don't upload this on YouTube as the ADHD point, I riot. Well, see, the thing is that would only make people more likely to call it the EXP point. And I see the joke that you're making, but everybody already calls it that and doesn't pronounce it experience point, which I know is on me for calling it this. Is One Piece the one about the piece? It is. It sure is. Last thing I'll say about this. I know you're not going to, but I'm saying this in the general you. You should watch One Piece. It's like One Piece, but they cut out all the bullshit. And it's like Dragon Ball Kai, but for One Piece. And it's amazing. Anyway, Savage Worlds is the system that we're playing this tabletop game in that Kieran is running. It's basically a magical industrial revolution type setting. So very like gloomy soot, factories, foundries, labor unions, and magic. But magic has been like industrialified and commodified, and of course, not like anything we're dealing with in our current life. Lots of inequality has sprung out from it, and the people are starting to rebel. So it's been a ton of fun. We have a very colorful group of characters. Two of the characters played by myself and Polisa. I play a sky pirate captain, which is fucking awesome. Polisa is our rogue, the handsome Ventalion. And we have two Ards, which are basically like gray people, and we have a character who's basically racist. Yeah, I know and they're racist against them, so we're like fucking gracists. And we have Oliver, who is like a young academic, sort of like a more, I don't know, squirrely version of Percy from Critical Role. What system are y'all using? Savage Worlds, it's called. It's super cool. It's super fun. It's pretty streamlined. We're using something called Foundry. So we're playing this tabletop game, right? For this, we got through like 7 sessions. The last session, shit hit the fan so bad that we were like, we need to record this. If nothing else, then for us. And I was like, well, I have everything I need to record it, but it's also the same thing I used to stream it, so we might as well just do it live. Do it live! And, you know, people can interact and be like, I was there when the shit hit the fan for a second time. And so we started, on Sunday, we started our official first stream. We did a whole recap. We did, Kieran wrote this super sick, like external scene where then we all got to read a character. Like we did like dramatic readings of like stuff that's happening elsewhere from like the characters, and it was awesome. We're doing this thing called Foundry, where it's like a digital tabletop, so you can actually like watch our little players moving around in this room and stuff.
Kind of like Roll20 a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. A little more in depth. Kieran would probably say a lot more in depth. But I mean, shout outs to Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, Suede. Kieran, you crushed it. Like learning Foundry in like a month, you know, not a month straight. The guy's in freaking undergrad school as well. Like, so like doing it in any amount of time was impressive. You know, running a game for the first time on stream as well. Everybody said afterwards, they were like, oh yeah, we forgot that we were on stream, because it was just like the energy was good, the energy was flowing. Oh, he's teaching you. Bob Nye, the other guy. I think
Bob Nye, the other guy, Bob Nye.
Bob Nye.
Probably
Bob
gets that all the time.
Dole.
Bob.
Bob. That's not, nor is it anything near his actual name, though. Yeah, that's. I think actually, is that Mateo or is that's not Leon? Is it? I think it's Mateo. Because I actually never knew that was your actual your handle. It is Leon. No, you're lying to me. It is Oliver. Okay, it is Leon. Yeah, that's Oliver. That's our kind of slightly more neurotic version of Percival DeRollo from Critical Rolo.
Hey, Luigi.
Luigi's entire apartment is in the chat. My God, it's getting busy in here. But anyway, we are going to do it again. I think we're aiming for another 2 weeks from last Sunday. So in roughly 2 weeks, we'll be doing another one. So on Sundays, Sunday, get ready to roll some dice and fuck up ice. Quite literally.
Roll some dice and avoid lice.
Yeah. Two issues you have to deal with in this world. The fantasy equivalent.
Super random,
of
but
ice.
I'm surprised Luigi's. I'm surprised Luigi's in chat because I believe, Luigi, are you still at Games Done Quick right now? I know he was there in person over the weekend. I don't know if you're still there.
Oh shit! I've been watching the Halo 4 speedrun from that, and I've been liking that. Even though that's one of my least favorite Halos, I always like seeing them do cool Halo runs. Not in the apartment. I'm at GDQ. Nice. Games
That's
Done
what
Quick.
I thought.
For those who don't know, I don't know if anyone here wouldn't know, Games Done Quick is like a convention / fundraiser of all speedrunning games. And people do the craziest shit. Like, I just watched one, this was from the previous one, but did you see that guy blindfold play randomized Super Mario 64?
No, I did not see that.
Or there was a guy who played New Super Mario Brothers Wii, or maybe it was Mario Wonder, I don't remember, while playing piano. Like he was
that one. I did see.
Like,
I did see that one. That was from a previous year.
Yeah,
but they this year they had someone played Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which was kind of cool.
Nice.
That was a bonus game.
Yeah, people do like
right now
beating Sekiro on a DDR mat. Speed running.
That's crazy.
Like Dark Souls with the bongos. Halo speedruns are always good, even if it's a bad Halo. You're so right. You're so right.
And right now, Birth by Sleep is still going on. Rondo of Blood will start in about 40 minutes, which should be cool.
Nice.
And then Bioshock starts at 11:26 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm excited personally for, like, there's a lot of like games I haven't heard of before. Like some of them I think I recognize, like Prison City. I'm pretty sure is from Screenwave Media, or like fucking what's the name of their other company now? I fucking forget. I can't remember. Retroware TV got bought out, and now they kind of make retro inspired games, and so
okay.
Roller Coaster Tycoon was earlier, and it was amazing.
Really? How does one speedrun that game in an interesting way? Or at all?
There's different challenges that you can do. So they set a specific challenge. It was Loopy Landscapes FF%. I don't know exactly what that is.
Final Fantasy.
Right. But yeah, then they showed a glitch exhibition, which was really cool. I'm also they actually just wrapped up a little bit earlier today Sonic Adventure 2, but it was like a Sonic Adventure 2 randomizer.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of randomizers. That's insane. To be able to, it's one thing to get so good at a game that you can speedrun it at all, but at that high level. But then to add in an unknown variable of completely randomizing the game and still being that good to like improv on the fly, it's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
GDQ is always a good time. If you know the game or have never heard of it, just put it on. Yeah, put it on and hang out. Yeah, it's such a cool thing to just throw on. I've learned a lot about speedrunning in general. I've discovered some games that look really cool through this because they play indie games. They play everything from like freaking Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto level, like quadruple pentuple A games all the way down to like some weird thing you've never heard of, but because it's fun and engaging. And then people donate and can get different incentives. There's like prizes they give away, but it always goes to, I don't know what it is this year, but it's usually like Doctors Without Borders or...
This is Doctors Without Borders,
Okay.
and the winter is the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Yeah, so cool. And they raise like millions of dollars. Like they raise so much money. It's so cool.
It's
Actually,
crazy.
Risaru, who has been on to do the experience share for Yakuza and friend in real life, frequents GDQ and streams and like frame fatales and speed runs like Sonic R. She'll speed run Untitled Goose Game, which is very on brand for her. If you've seen that one, she is a literal goose. But it's always cool seeing like people you know. It's so wild seeing people you know on that stage. I thought about.
Yeah.
I entertained the idea of speedrunning a lot, but then I realized how much time and dedication it takes, and I'm like, I barely have enough time to do what I already do.
Well, you would replace all your streams with just practicing. That would be like any time that you would normally stream, you would give up, throw down Thursday and wild card Wednesday and everything. It would just be all speedrunning practice. I've considered doing either the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on N64 because I'm really good at that game, and it's a short enough game that I think I could do it, or because I already have a submitted run and I'm like 4th in the world or whatever, which sounds fancy, but there's like 7 people who've run it.
It's like Arctic Thunder
for PS1.
Right? Oh, Sledstorm, yeah. Arctic Thunder.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. I at one point held the 15th fastest time in the world for the first level of Sonic 4, which is the worst Sonic game, but being able to say that is pretty cool to be like 15th in the world in any Sonic game. A Sonic game, like Speedrun City, was pretty cool. I spent like a whole month just like shaving off little fractions of a second of time on one level, and I got so sick of it and I stopped playing it. So that's what I'm afraid of. Like, like I could never do it because I wouldn't want to subject people to that. I know there's people who do like that. The speedrun community loves watching that in real time. I feel like I would be afraid of being boring. Like, oh, he's just doing this again. Oh, he's just working on this same section of this same level all week. No, thank you.
No, that's just that's just how it is though. Like people, if you do speed runs, that's just people understand that's what it is. Last thing I want to shout out about it real quick though, Friday night or Friday afternoon around 4:52 in Eastern, 4:52 in the afternoon Eastern time. No idea what it's going to be when it gets to there. Excuse me, that's obviously a couple days away. But it's a Super Mario Maker 2 relay race. Where there was people who made Mario levels for GDQ, and they bring some of the best speedrunners on to play the levels live for the first time, like, and react to them live and like try to. So every time they die, they have to hand the controller off to the next player, and so they see which one can go furthest, who can get through them all quickest.
I like that.
And the winner, the two teams right now are Team Perfect Pixels and Team Fast Frames. So
nice.
I am excited to see what all they will be, like what all it's going to be. That the first time they ever did that was with the original Mario Maker, like in like 2017 or 2018.
Wow.
And it was one of the best ones I've ever seen. So I love the Mario Maker relays. I think it's such a great showcase for it.
Yeah, that's super cool. They're so creative. It's just, you think every year I'm like, oh my god, somebody's doing that. I saw somebody play last year, I think, speedrun Mario 64 on a drum kit. Like, hit this drum and it's jump, hit this drum and it's moving around. So he's just like speedrunning a video game with drums. It's nuts. And then he did an awesome like drum cover of the end song. Like he actually played along with it. Like it was so cool. It's insane.
I'm excited. Oh, there's a Celeste run on Saturday. Super Mario 64 on Saturday. Super Mario Bros. 3 on Saturday. Final Fantasy 9.
Ooh.
HD PC cutscene remover is the category. So they got rid of a lot of the cutscenes, which is definitely going to be helpful.
A lot of
They're going to
time.
beat the game in 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I don't
Even
tend,
if you remove cutscenes, that's crazy.
I know. I don't tend to watch the super long ones. I think usually about an hour is about my limit before I'm like, okay, like at what point I like seeing the really cool tricks and like glitching through walls and stuff more so than like here's just a really interesting way to optimize like a long story based game like that. Like I know there are glitches and skips and stuff in RPGs and stuff, but I think I find it more interesting to watch when it's like a platformer or an FPS where they're just doing really weird stuff with movement and like
Same. That's what I always enjoy.
yeah, using like the physics engine in like the Halo games. I think which is why I like watching those. One, I love Halo, so but seeing them do like the weird stuff with the physics in Halo, or you're like, you know, almost like rocket jumping and things like that. You know, you get the overshield in Halo 1, which gives you invincibility until it fills all the way up. You have a couple seconds of invincibility, so they throw like a bunch of grenades in perfect locations so they all come down at the exact same time right when they step into the overshield. They get the invulnerability, the grenades launch them into the freaking stratosphere, and they're over half the level in 5 seconds. It's so sick.
It's crazy.
The timing and stuff is, I can't even imagine.
Anyway, I got you sidetracked. Was there anything we can talk about with your tabletop session before we wrap up?
I just want to.
I completely derailed the conversation.
What are you talking about? We've always been on track this whole time. So anyway, Keith David.
You go back even further to the episode.
Anyway, it is our 1-year anniversary. I don't know if anybody knew.
Yes, it is.
No, the game was. God damn it, the game was a ton of fun. I'm really looking forward to. We got a little bit of taste of actual gameplay. We figured out how to do combat and stuff, and we had a bit of a. Most of the session was a recap, explaining the world. You know, Kieran talked about the story. He's been making up this story. Like him and Mateo and Leon have been. In some form or another, this has existed since they were in high school. Like completely original world. It's super interesting. A really good way to get out our rage at the inequalities of our current world. Fight the power as much as we can in the fictional world to give us strength to do it in the real world. But yeah, I would just encourage anyone who likes tabletop stuff to check it out. It's going to be not this upcoming Sunday, but the next one. We'll do our proper first full session, because 75 to 80% of it on Sunday was a recap, and then some gameplay. So we will see. Oh yeah. And if you want to check out, it's not on YouTube yet, but the VOD is still live on Twitch. If you guys watched the first episode, there is a little section where we're like, hey, looking for names for this campaign, something kind of. I don't even want to say what our current ideas are because I don't want to sway anybody, but like something industrial, something maybe magical, something about uprising, you know, in the face of oppression, things like that. We're coming up with like a title, so we're gonna take suggestions for what to call it. I personally think it should be something that could be broad, and then we're going to have names of like the subtitles of each of the arcs, because it sounds to me, Karen, you can correct me if I'm wrong, each character is kind of going to get their own arc. Like right now it's very much Oliver's story. I mean, we're all obviously a huge part of it, but I think it's going to be like kind of like an anime where it's like, okay, everybody gets their turn. Anti-oppressants. That's it. Wrap it up. We're ready to go. It's just focused on Oliver. There's nothing. We actually don't do anything else. It's only him. No, but it's been a ton of fun. I can't wait to do more. It's very weird. If you like drama, if you like comedy, if you like dramedy, if you like action, if you like any genre, we pretty much touch on it. And it's a lot of fun. And I genuinely do think it's good. Like I have played a lot of one-off sessions of D&D with people, and I've been like, this is The energy is just not there. This game, the energy is very much there. Like, I genuinely do think this could become something really popular. So check it out in 2 weeks. I was talking to Mateo, and things post Koidwin, if you ever leave, could become very interesting and potentially Tajak focused. Yes, indeed. That's my character, Captain Tajak Talindi. Yeah, check us out in 2 weeks. It's a ton of fun. Thank you, Kieran. Thanks, Leon. I'm using their real names, not, we use their real names in the session, so I'm not just doxing people on the internet for no reason. Anyway, Josh, if you have anything else to share before we head out and talk about next steps, I think I would like to raid one Mr. Drew the Damager. Get you guys in there.
The only thing I want to... It's super random, but just because I've been looking up stuff, while searching IMDb during our conversation, I saw lots of advertisements for the new Naked Gun movie, and I think we should all support that because Hollywood doesn't make comedies, so I want to support it with my dollars and make Hollywood actually make some fucking comedies again instead of all these gigantic fucking superhero movies that I'm tired of.
Yeah,
so anyway,
fair.
that's my rant. I don't even know if it's going to be good, but the trailer looked fucking funny. So
It looks
why
great. It looks genuinely hilarious. I was laughing at the trailer. Liam Neeson playing serious, playing funny is hysterical.
Perfect.
If you all have never seen the clip of Ricky Gervais's show Extras, where Liam Neeson comes in to pitch being a stand-up comedian, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. That's an exaggeration by far, but it's hysterical.
Yes. I think it's perfect because the whole idea of like Leslie Nielsen, who was in the originals, obviously was a serious actor who pivoted to comedy, and
right.
Liam Neeson is perfect, and he has the same initials as Leslie Nielsen. That helps.
And it kind of rhymes. Like same
bit.
cadence. Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson.
The commercial that I literally just saw was Pamela Anderson's in it. She's back, right?
Really?
She doesn't wear, like, one of the things that she's been really big on lately is not wearing makeup. Like, she wants to reflect as much natural beauty as possible, which I kind of respect. So she's like sitting on her motorcycle, wind blowing in her face, and she's doing giving kind of a sexy look to the camera, and then the camera's panning out and Liam Neeson comes up on a tricycle looking really tough right next to her. I'm like, they get the tone.
Yeah,
they get it. I'm very excited for it. So yeah, I want to go see the new Naked Gun movie.
Hell yeah. I mean, who knows, maybe they'll do a remake of Airplane next with him.
That would be cool.
I am serious.
That'd be cool.
And don't call me Shirley.
But anyway, all right. Yeah, so go ahead, raid Drew. I'm going to crash. I'm tired.
All right, Bandicoot, you crash. Hey, thanks everyone for coming to hang out. We're gonna take you all up like some Pikmin and take you over to my buddy Drew's house, to his home. He's a good dude. He'll probably appreciate the love, and I would say take care of yourselves, take care of each other, go to therapy, and listen to Joey Valentin Bray. That's my recommendation for today. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Wildcard Wednesday. Thank you guys, thank you gals, thank you non-binary pals. I love you all. Stay sane, most of all. Good night.
See y'all.
See ya.